Hey guys, it's Rachel and welcome back to the video, and today I am doing something completely different that I haven't done on my channel, at least not in this way. I am taking one of my heroic characters from Heroic Set 2 and I'm redrawing it in a different art style, and the art style that I chose today is anime. You guys constantly ask me on like live streams and just in general if I ever watch anime or anything like that, and I don't watch anime myself, but I commemorate the art style because you'll see farther down this video, anime is really hard to draw. So I chose to use Black Hole Paladin from set 2 to redraw because it's a full body picture, so you can see his entire body, so it'll be easier for me to convert it to anime so you can get like a bigger experience, I guess. And he already has some kind of almost anime-like features. Like, I know that the big sword is from Final Fantasy. Cloud, I think, has the big sword, and the hair and different parts of his like suit and stuff just give me some anime vibes, so I went ahead and used Black Hole Paladin as my source. So at first I just tried to work on the face. It took me a little bit to like get the eyes right, because anime, the eyes is like really important for anime. It's one of those things that like if you look at it and it has those eyes, like that's most of the time it's anime, and that's one of the key features of the anime art style. So after I finally got the facial structure correct, I moved on to the hair, and the hair honestly isn't terribly different from my art style because my art style already ends in points. Like the hair ends in points instead of being rounded or having anything like that. It depends on your art style, but I didn't have to change the hair too much. I just made it a little bit more pointy and added in a little bit more sharper edges instead of curving things like I usually do. One of the things that I'm not used to at all is more natural human structures, but that isn't like supernatural. So I'm okay if I have like a complete reference image and you want me to draw like the perfect physical body of a human, like I can do that if I have like one reference image. But anime, it kind of mixes this cartoon and idealistic features with the natural human form and kind of combines them. So it was really hard for me to try to find an in-between and mix my like cartoony style with a realistic style, if that makes sense. So towards the end I thought that the whole image as a whole kind of looked a little bit unnatural, but I think the anime art style is one of those styles that you like really have to practice to get it right, because I know a lot of people that when they're first starting the anime art style, it doesn't quite look right just because it takes so long to master and get really good at it, because it's also really easy to compare it to the already really professional artists that do anime because there's so many of them. Also, another thing that I'm not quite used to is doing like clothing wrinkle stuff and making clothing look a little bit more natural than I usually do. I usually have the clothing pretty tight. I don't add in a lot of flow and stuff unless that's what I'm going for. Like maybe if it's a really baggy pants or something, I'll add in a little bit, but not quite to the amount that anime does. So that was something I had to kind of practice a few times and change it up a little bit and see how good I could get it. I wish that I had redone the arms a few more times, because I think out of the entire drawing they look a little bit more unnatural than the rest of them. I think his right arm, technically his left arm, but when we look at it, it's his right, looks a little unnatural. It needs to have a little bit more curve, and his other arm, it just looks weird. I probably should have redone it. But as you guys know, Yu-Gi-Oh was one of my main inspirations and a game that I played a lot as a child. So when I was really little, I messed around with the anime art style a little bit. I never got really into it that I actually pursued it, but I dabbled in it a little bit, so I knew like a little bit of the art style, and I knew some friends that had drawn like that, and I commemorate people that are good at it because it is hard. It is hard. I think if you're trying to make your own card game though, I recommend coming up with your own art style. This kind of goes with anything, but so many card games at this point have the anime art style, like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, kind of like the eyes and stuff, like it has a little bit of those hints, and like there's just a lot of games that have the anime art style just because comic books and manga or whatever that has been leaked over from Japan. So I recommend just trying to come up with a new art style, bring something new to the market. So by the end that I actually colored the whole thing and shaded it and everything and added in some highlights. I actually kind of liked how it looked. I don't know if I necessarily like it better than the original. When I colored it, it wasn't too bad. I think it's kind of odd almost seeing a character that I created and knew as a certain style and other people knew as a certain style being transformed into a completely different art style. It almost looks like a completely different character, even though it's the same exact character, just drawn in a different way. Also, since I drew the character way bigger than I did on the card is way smaller. It was a lot easier to get in details, and especially for anime, that's really important because anime has a lot of fine lines and small details compared to especially my art style. So yeah, this is the final product. I don't mind it. There's a few things that I would definitely change, try to redo, but otherwise I thought it was a ton of fun. And if you guys have a card game or something, just do this for fun. It's actually really fun just to practice any art style or just drawing in general. Take your sketchbook and redraw one of your characters in your sketchbook. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment down below, let me know what you guys want to see next on my channel, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome art videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!